Hi, welcome to the Media Things. This is John. I have a guest here today. We're going to be talking about a couple articles. Number one's going to be talking about whether BR or not, and it's whether it can be an esport and its place in entertainment. We're going to be talking about how Microsoft plans to buy Discord, and we're going to have some Apex Legend trivia later. Um, Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
All right, so what's up, guys? My name is Jinwoo Lim, or you could just call me Jin. Um, as for my gaming background, I guess I've been playing since I was middle school, so around 2012. I was more of I was a big fan of single player games, I'm more of the story kind of guy than the competitive scene, but I still have like a fair share of multiplayer games like League, Apex Legends, Valorant, CS:GO, um, what else? Even things like I guess GTA could be considered a multiplayer game, but yeah, I have a long list of games that I've played, but more of the story kind of guy, but I still do understand the competitive scene. So yeah, I guess that's it from my introduction.
All right, cool. So welcome to the show. Boxu, clap, clap, clap.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Um, So just a little bit on how we met. We met in class. We met in college, basically. CS 33 2, operating
E
systems.
class,
That's right. That's right. We have a ton of
E
friends. We made a
class,
ton of friends in that class. Really, really good friends. We
man.
even met a CEO. Who would have known, dude? All different lines of life. Just me in college. It's actually low key pretty beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
The diversity, man. College, it's crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, one of the key topics I wanted to talk today on my podcast is whether BRs are viably competitive or not. And this is a topic that I'm gonna be bringing up a lot, because from the rise of, well, the history of BRs really quick, just to recap and to tell you, I don't know if you know it. A lot of the BRs actually started with Arma 3 mod.
Oh,
Didn't know about that, huh? Yeah,
I didn't know about
I
that. I thought it
was.
came from DayZ or something like
Oh,
that.
that's more survival. That's more along the lines of Escape from Tarkov, which is another survival game.
Mm, I see,
Um,
I see.
yeah, it's not like a free for all, or FFA is what we call it, right?
Yeah.
But BR is more along the lines of well, surviving and being the last one standing, battle royale. That's the name of it. It actually started with Arma 3 modding. Arma 3 is a military sim for those who don't know, and you can modify it to fit, like, for example, role playing purposes. But in some cases they did BR. They have BR mods, and from that spawned H1Z1. That's an old name, isn't it?
A good game
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
back
know,
in the day.
H1Z1 had they had their own TV show at one point for their competitive
What?
scene. Yeah, you didn't know Pixel
No
11.
way.
Pixel 11, yeah, King of the Hill. That's what they called
Oh
it.
my God. I see. I used to watch a lot of what was it? Summit 1G.
Oh, some. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Summit 1G was the guy back in the day. Him and Ninja actually.
Yeah, people know
Ninja was kind of
Ninja.
toxic.
Yeah, people. Everyone knew Ninja as this Fortnite guy, but everyone forgets, like, he was a professional Halo player at one point.
Yeah,
A
that
lot of
was
people don't know that.
interesting.
Like, Fortnite wasn't his, like, first big game. It was Halo on console, believe it or not, which is insane.
Mm,
Might I dare
I
say Summit is the reason he blew up, actually. Might I dare say.
yeah, those two were, I guess, competitors in a competitive scene.
Right. So the lines went it went Arma 3, H1Z1, and then PUBG, and then PUBG came Fortnite. Fortnite Apex. Yeah, Fortnite and Apex were the other two titles that spawned after PUBG came out.
Forget about Warzone. Oh wait,
Warzone
no.
Warzone is after Fortnite.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Ah,
Fortnite.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Warzone was long after Fortnite. Fortnite came out when we were what, 2017,
Woo.
18.
Dear
Warzone
Lord.
came out a little bit later. And
It's
one of the reasons I bring this up is that evolution sort of spawns this esports competitive scene out of it, right? People
mm,
realize, hey, we can make money, especially during the Fortnite era, where well, kids are there were some professional. Let's put quotes around the word professional, because unlike the esports that I know, which is 5v5 arenas, CS:GO, Valorant, there's a ladder to climb. In BRs, there's not to say there isn't a ranking system, right? But there's
Nah, not really.
yeah, there's definitely an indifference when it comes to the term skill gap, right?
Yeah, for sure. Um, at least for the article here, we can talk about the article, right?
Yeah, let's go for it. So, I'll be linking the articles down in the description. But we have an article here, and this is just to help discuss like what's going on in the battle royale scene. So, like I said earlier, one of the topics I'd like to address is BR's presence in the esports scene. In my humble opinion, and I'll be bringing this up um, the multiple times that I do bring this up. For me, esports need controlled variables. So, for example, in League, it's pretty controlled, right? Well, how is it controlled? You got three
Yeah.
lanes that don't change. You have spawns that literally don't change, right? You have characters that will change with the meta, which is fine because it's played by the player, and you have items, right? My main concern, or rather, okay, the characteristics of esports need some kind of controlled variable. So in League's case, it's the lanes and the objective, right? You just have to smash through the enemies, defenses and get to their spawn.
For sure, yeah.
Right. In your opinion, what are other like good control variables in League that we could explain?
I guess other than the what's it, like the lanes and the spawns, I mean, I guess the objectives is really important, like in a way that it's not as controlled as, like the lanes or anything, but it's so focused that it could become a controlled variable, like a controlled
Let's
factor.
just for people who don't play League really quick. So in League, it's an objective. What is it? 5v5. It's attack 5v5 basically.
Yep.
You get to choose a character, and every character has their own loadout. So whether and
Yep.
every lane has their own fighting style attached to it. You can go ahead and explain that.
Yeah, so basically you got three lanes. You got the top lane, you got the mid lane, you got the
Bottom lane,
bottom lane, and then
hmm
you also got the jungle. Uh,
which is
so
in
you got
between every lane, basically.
yep, yeah, so that they go in between every lane, helping out every lane as that's their purpose. So you got the top lane who's usually, tank or like, a heavy AP or ability power, like that type of champion up top, who's like more of like the bruiser of the team.
The guy
They're
tank.
just gonna
He's
be
your top laner is usually the tank, T for T, right?
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So um you got the top lane and then you got the mid lane who is usually the control like the more of the controlling player here who's like trying to oversee all lanes from the mid lane because it seems convenient for them to go either top or mid bottom lane to like help
Mm-hmm.
out
Mm-hmm.
teammates. So these guys are usually like assassin types or like mage types who's more focused on damage too. And then there is the bottom lane who has two players. Now there's going to be four players on bottom lane, two v two. There's going to be an ADC who is the attack damage carry and a support. And so, as the name says, it's pretty much explains for itself. It's basically, this guy does the most damage in the team, but more usually is like a squishy, like a low, like usually
A glass cannon.
small. Yeah, basically.
High
And
damage, low
they're
defenses. Got it.
exactly, and they're all like ranged. They usually are ranged. Usually are
Range.
ranged.
All right, there you
Yeah.
go. So in a lot of the ads
So
you see for League of Legends, you see them saying, "Oh, there's a playstyle for everything," and that corresponds with what I was mentioning before. Control variables. Every single 5v5, you have a role to fulfill. Very much
yep.
like how for the people who play Valorant, how there's a duelist, sentinel. In League, you have your top, middle, bottom, jungle support. Right. But in BRs, so going back to the reason at hand why we brought that up, in BRs that's not a thing.
That is true. To speak more on that, like I feel like personally, right? Like something like League or something like CS:GO or Valorant, um, we're more like in a controlled space too.
Right,
I feel
right.
like.
We call those arenas. So that's why
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Arenas.
arena tag 5v5 would what we is a category we would put Valorant, Counter Strike, even Rainbow Six Siege is technically an arena, right? All the maps are the same every single time. It's static, doesn't change. But BRs are indifferent to that. They're not. They're sure they're enclosed, but your arena changes every single time you play.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Now BRs, it's just like now it's a lot of people. Now it's like 100. It could be 100 people. It could be 60 people. It could be 30 people. It could be a lot of people now, and you're just trying to survive. And so that's why in Apex Legends, the ranking system it goes by like how many kills you have, or like
Yeah,
how
your
many
placement
revives
points, right,
or
right,
assists. Yeah,
right.
so it's focused more on assists. I mean, stats. Whereas the more competitive games like more closed arena games like League or like Overwatch, Dota 2, these guys are more like um objective wise, who can
You're
finish
right.
the
There you
game,
go. I
finish
think
the
that's
game.
something to bring up actually. So, let's talk about really loosely what an esports and what an esport title should encompass. How about that? Let's start there.
Mm. An
Right.
esport title.
Or no, yeah, what should like what are so like I said, one of the key characteristics I look for personally when I look at an esport is okay, what are the control variables? What are things that if you recreate the scenario, a good player will win 10 out of like 9 out of 10 times. Right.
Mhm, mhm.
Because in my opinion, like for example, if we bring this back to sports, if you shoot from the 3 pointer line, that distance will always stay the same, right? You're on the 3 pointer line. It's the skill of the player that determines whether the shot goes in or not, and a little bit of luck, of course. I think that just goes to show. But for
But
example,
yeah,
someone like Steph Curry, the man can shoot threes, but there's a reason for why. The man has practiced. He's a professional at the sport. And so when I try and make a parallel to esports, I look for that analogy of a 3 pointer line distance will always be the same in Counter Strike or in Valorant or in R6 or in League or Dota. All the maps are always the same. They're static. They don't change. What determines the outcome is the objective and the player. But BRs have a lot more what we call RNG. So really quick, for those who don't understand the term RNG, stands for random number generator, and we basically say things are random. Basically, it's what people mean when they say RNG.
yeah. Um, so at least my input on this one. I feel like esports, right? Like in this article, they bring up a really good point, is that
Mm-hmm.
at least all these esports games that at least like it's commonly considered an esport, like League or Overwatch or whatever. Um, it's like it's everyone is so skilled that even one thing can like overturn the tape. Like it just can like just turn the game, like
Right, right, right.
completely
All it
change the
takes
game.
is one mistake, and all of a sudden, the
Exactly,
winning team is
exactly.
losing. Right.
So it's like we're pitting against like the best players we got against each other, and we're seeing how they do, and gonna move from there. Like, and then more teams and stuff like that go against each other, and that's what becomes like a competitive scene, right? And then, although I don't disagree that BR can be a good esports game, I do also agree with the article saying that um, there's still, yeah, RNG, first of all. And second, that just means that everyone who plays in your lobbies aren't all skilled, right? So this doesn't mean that, you know, uh, every time you play, your skill level increases or whatever. It's more like every time you play, you either get lucky with noobs or you get crushed by like Smurfs or something like that.
I feel like that argument is it's a little more. I don't know. I think that's across most games that have a competitive ladder,
Hmm.
which I guess is actually really good to look at really quick. Some BRs do have competitive ladders, but for example, tournaments in Apex, they play objective,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Tournaments in PUBG, they play objective. But I feel like there's some problems with telling which team is the best based on objective. Why? Let's look at a game like Warzone, which is a battle royale, right? If you play, so that game is a fast-paced game. What I mean by fast-paced is there's constant action happening everywhere. Unlike PUBG, which is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, that game is slow. There's a lot of moving, maneuvering, rotations, which is moving from location one to location A to location B. There's a lot of tactical maneuvers and rotations. In games like Apex or Warzone, there are rotations involved, yes, but those games are a lot faster. And so in those games, in my opinion, I feel like the BR objective instead of being the first one alive should be kill count. Don't you agree? Or
Um, I mean, yeah, I agree on that. Um, but it's just like the previous argument I just came up with. Yeah, I also agreed. Like, it is kind of weak. Because like I feel like if battle royale games become more objective, then yeah, it becomes fun. But right now we can talk about entertainment.
you're right.
If
An esport needs to be a
VR,
spectator sport. You're right.
exactly,
You're
exactly,
right. You're right.
exactly.
You're right.
So if BRs become an esport, will it be as fun as just a normal game where a streamer is just doing whatever build he wants on the character? That's the argument now this article is making that I think is really, really good. And to be honest, I think it can go both ways. Like, honestly, if you want to go esports, it's still gonna turn out well. Like the viewer counts and all that, it's still gonna be nice if you're
Mm-hmm.
worried about that. But honestly, though, the game is gonna change. It's gonna be definitely more of like, minute details of like, uh, small mechanisms, like how to kill someone, maybe from like a few this, like some combat skills, some
Yeah,
map
yeah, yeah.
awareness. Like
So
everything's gonna
you're
be
referring
very.
to the skill gap, right?
Yeah, it's gonna change a lot. It's gonna change a lot, and then I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna be a bad thing or a good thing. I just know that it's just gonna change.
Yeah, BRs are very unique in the fact that there are three components that I've identified in BRs that it is right. Number one is your play field will always be on a different location every single time you play the game. That's first
Yeah.
off, right? Every single BR has this. Fortnite calls it the storm. PUBG calls it the zone. Warzone calls it the gas.
Yeah.
All those forces force players to change location, and it's rotating through those zones that where you get the action. So that's the first characteristic. The second characteristic is loot and power scaling. So what do
Mm.
I mean by that? Every single weapon in every single game will eventually have their own meta. So for people that don't know, meta refers to what's mostly used by the pros for a reason. Whether the gun has the most damage, fires the fastest, can stun an enemy, right? So for example, in Apex, let's see, what are the meta weapons in Apex here, Jen? Got the R99.
We got the R99, R201. We
Oh
got
yeah,
the
those are the two big
the
boys.
Volt, the Spitfire.
Right. And then you have the neglected guns. So what guns would those be?
Yeah,
Like the RE45, the P2K.
K, the
What other guns aren't really
alternator,
touched? Alternators never touched. You're right.
L-Star. Uh,
Let's see. The Hemlock has been left behind now because it got nerfed.
ooh,
Right. It got
true,
weakened.
true.
Right.
I used to love the Hemlock, by the way, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's number two. The power
Mhm.
scaling of weapons gear will never be consistent. And number three is
Yeah.
the randomization of dropping location. So your starting point in BRs will always be indifferent. Whether that be Warzone, PUBG, Apex, H1Z1, they all have that same characteristic. You get to choose where you start on the map. And as the zone closes in, your final destination, every single player's final destination will be the same, and it's your goal to stay alive. My biggest concern with the esports is that everything I just described isn't a controlled variable,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, to add to that, something I was just recently thinking about, like, I feel like if this were to be an esports, right? If
Mm-hmm.
VR were to be an esports, um, I think the best like I think the consequence, it's not like anything negative, but the consequence would be tournaments. I think it's just gonna be a bunch of tournaments. And it's just gonna be esports teams in it, but maybe they want to increase the account of players, so they add a bunch of like unknown named streamers maybe or players or whatever,
Have
maybe
you seen tournaments for BRs before? There's
uh
so many people. You should check it out on Twitch.
I think I've seen the the Dr. Disrespect one before he got banned on Twitch on
Oh my
Warzone.
gosh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That
that was
one's pretty funny.
there were so many streamers, there were so many people that was just there, and I that's what I mean. So like if it's like an esports, like I don't know if it's just gonna stay as esports teams. I feel like there could be like independent teams coming in. Who knows?
So, what's our consensus? Well, just for this podcast, in your opinion, so we can wrap this up really quick on this topic.
Yeah.
Do you think BRs have their own spot in competitive esports? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think they still have potential.
All right, there you go. All right, so after this break, we're gonna go ahead and talk about some other things and hit Jin with an Apex trivia. We'll be right back.
Trying to get bands with a band, got a plan of attack and a lack and a man. Draw a line in the sand like a rack and a ran. Take roof, he planning. Understand? Yeah. Gotta branch out, grab my hand. Last dance, gotta take that one more chance. If I wanna be a star, gotta go like Van, like room, sedan. Yeah. Yo, man, everything I do on brand. Everybody following the kid with the ice down neck, cause they know it's a chain of command. Too sharp, don't glance. Goddamn. Hope that you feeling the vibe. Everybody moving side to side, and I don't gotta wave, now I gotta tie. Now we get so high.
Welcome back to the media things. Break just over. We're gonna start out here actually with the quiz. Are you ready, Jin?
Hopefully.
All right. So I have 20 questions here. I'm gonna choose 10, and hopefully you get 10 out of 10 right. If you do, you're gonna be on my little wall of fame behind me that no one's gonna see until I figure it out.
Ah.
But here we go. All right. So this quiz is gonna be on Apex Legends. Let's start with question number one. Doo-doo. What is the name of the company behind Apex Legends? You have 5 seconds starting now.
Respawn?
That is correct. Respawn Entertainment
Hey.
is the company behind Apex Legends. Nice. That's no, don't worry. These questions get a lot harder.
No.
All right. Let's see. Question number two. How many legends did this game get released with?
No way. How much time do I have?
I'll give you 10 seconds. Starting now. Beep, 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 beep.
6.
Time is up. The answer is 8 legends.
What?
That's right.
Well,
Who knew?
8?
You want to try and name them? So Bloodhound. I think it's the very first two rows of legend.
Bloodhound,
Bloodhound, Gibby,
Gibby,
Lifeline,
Lifeline.
Pathfinder.
Oh, Pathfinder.
Pathfinder is the one that probably you didn't think of,
Yeah.
right? Who else on the second row? Lifeline. Let's see.
I mean, I remember Caustic, but Caustic came out later.
There are definitely 8 of them though. That much I know.
I'm looking him up.
Because remember, Apex Legends was in beta before it launched. I'm asking for official launch.
Oh, Wraith.
Mm-hmm.
Bangalore,
Bangalore.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Mirage?
Mirage was released with them originally. Yep, I remember him. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Oh, I thought he released after.
I'm asking for official release. All right, let's keep this quiz going.
Okay.
All right. Let's go back to a little bit of an easier question. What game universe does Apex Legends reside in? I'll give you 5 seconds, and then if you can't guess in 5, I'll give you 4 options. Starting now.
I have no idea.
All right, so here are your four options: Overwatch, Undertale, Titanfall, Rainbow Six.
Oh, Titanfall.
That's right. For people who don't know, a lot of the mechanics that Respawn implemented in Apex are all originally from their Titanfall series.
We forgot about that.
Yep, it's a mech series. Yeah, everyone forgot about Titanfall. It's a
Yeah,
really
it was
old
a good game.
game. That was
It
a
was a good
pretty
game
good
though.
game.
I liked it. I liked it.
All right. Let's go a little bit harder this time around. So, what question is this? Question number 4?
Yeah.
All right. What is the name of Watson's passive ability?
I won't know because I never played her.
It's called Spark of Genius.
Okay, yeah, I would have never
Sheesh.
gotten
Oh
that.
no, this isn't looking good, Chief. This isn't looking good.
No.
All right. Hmm. Let's see. Question number 5. What company served as the publisher of Apex Legends?
EA?
That's right. EA, Electronic Arts. You got that one right. So that's
Hey.
2. You got 2 of them, baby. Nicely done.
I only got 2 of them?
So far, yeah. Or am I
Oh,
counting
okay.
wrong? I think you only got 2.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right. Here's another pretty hard one. So we both know that Caustic is a scientist, right? What's
Uh,
Caustic's real name?
um
All right, 5 seconds. Here we go.
mm,
Nice try. His name was Alexander Knox.
Alexander Knox? I thought it was like Doctor something.
Nope. So how many is that so far? 7? What is that? 7?
No, that was like 6. That was 6. So we're on
6?
7.
Okay,
We're on
okay,
7.
okay.
Dang.
All right, so let's see. Gibraltar got 3 abilities. One of them is called Gun Shield. The other one is called Doma Protection. Which one am I missing?
Ulti.
You're right. That's
The
his ultimate. Right.
barrage?
Negative. I'll give you one more shot because this is actually
Oh,
pretty hard. No one really pays attention to it.
I mean, he says airstrike, but like I don't
All
know what
right,
it's
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds here.
Yeah, no, I don't think I know.
All right, its name is Defensive Bombardment.
What the? Yeah, I always called it airstrike.
I don't blame you, man. Sort of out of there.
Dang,
All
okay.
right. Um, let's see. All right. So what is that? That was what was that? 8? All right. Who how many characters can res a down player in Apex?
Wait, how many players? Wait, did you say how many characters can res?
Yeah, how many characters can res a character faster than normal, basically, is my question.
I guess. No,
Reason
they
it out.
all
Reason it out. Who has like an advantage on resing?
technically lifeline,
That's one of them. You got that one right.
and there's Mirage who you can go invisible.
There you go. That's 2 of them.
Um,
Missing one more.
there is. Hold on. I guess Gibby because you can shield.
That's right. But you got him right for the wrong reasons. The reason why Gibby is good is because you res faster. You pick people up faster.
Oh, that's why he literally picks up. Oh my God.
He picks them up differently. You notice, yeah. So Lifeline, her robot can pick you up. With Mirage, you can go invis, and with Gibby, you pick up faster inside of a shield.
Technically, with Crypto, can't you pick him up with your drone?
No, you can't You can't like revive someone once they're down. That's like recalling
Um,
them. That's recalling
okay.
them. I meant like picking them up.
I see. Okay.
All right.
What
All
wasn't
right.
part of my answer, so
Yeah, man, you're vibing. All right. Which legend worships the All Father?
Oh, Bloodhound.
Simple enough, right? All right, and
Yeah,
last but not least, who is the Korean out of all the legends?
Crypto.
All right,
Thank you
and
for
there
that
goes
one.
our quiz. There goes for our quiz. Unfortunately, you did not get them all right. You don't get the
Yeah.
reward, which I will only announce when someone wins. But nice try. All right, after the break, we're gonna go ahead and talk about our last article, and we'll be there. So see you then.
I want you to feel it, really. Cash, cash, money, babe. That's just all I'm worried about. You know what I got to do. You know what I'm doing. Getting cash, cash, money, babe. Clock is always running, babe. You two used to do the maneuver, and now it's running late. Cash, cash, money, bags. That's just all I dream about. Music is the avenue. You just who the song's about. Cash, cash, money, babe. Got to go, it's running late. On the grind like all the time. Feel free to come and join me, babe. Got me feeling like a king with a crown now. New crew, same
Hey,
with a
so
crown now.
welcome back to the media things. We got one more article to talk about with Jin here, and it's about VoIP. So for people who don't know what VoIP stand for, it stands for Voice over Internet Protocol, and it's the fundamentals of what Skype is about, fundamentals of what TeamSpeak is about, and Discord, which is what we're going to talk about right now. Looking here on Bloomberg, Microsoft plans to buy Discord for more than $10 billion. Oh my
Oof.
gosh. And you know what? VoIPs are critical for a lot of games. For Counter Strike and Valorant, it's built in. No, for a lot of games actually, it's built in. Not just those two. What am I saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
But like,
Mhm.
you would more want to be in like a call with your friends, or like in a
Right.
private call,
It's really interesting talking about it because like we're recording on Discord right now. Discord is more than just a regular VoIP. You could post things on here, which makes it like a blog almost, right? A forum, if you will. Yeah, it's like a built-in forum into your call with your buddies. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
it's actually insane. Yeah, it's like one of the best things that could have happened to us.
Yeah, it's super. It was super innovative. Like if you think back to what TS3. Have you used TeamSpeak?
No, not really. I used more Skype back then.
So I think this applies to both, but for TeamSpeak, it was strictly just voice. So just
Mm.
like how Discord has these icons that glow up, Discord would only have these, but you wouldn't be able to post like text in chats or anything like that. Do you
Yeah, I
remember
remember.
Curse?
Yeah, I remember Curse actually. I never really used it, but
Yeah,
I've seen a lot
same.
of streamers
Get
use it.
sponsored. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's cool. It's like, you could tell when someone leaves or comes in, so at least that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's become an all-in-one when it comes to what the internet can provide communication wise. And the reason I bring it up is
Yeah.
because VoIPs play such a big role in esports. You'll never find a team that strictly uses in-game communication VoIPs. You'll almost always find a third party, and the most popular ones that come to mind right now are Discord and TeamSpeak. Discord because it's free. For TeamSpeak, it's not free, but for TeamSpeak, you have less latency. Basically, your ping is lower, which sometimes matter when you're communicating with your teammates, and every millisecond counts.
That is true. That is true. Honestly, though, Discord, to be like personally speaking, I've created a couple of Discord servers and it really works well, like as like a networking tool kind of. And so like,
Really,
yeah, like it's amazing that like you can invite a lot of people, tell them you can join their servers, and you actually start to become like a forum, and it becomes like a network. Now you know these people also, not that you just talk about interesting things. Now you know these people, and these people usually have skills of their own or like occupations of their own that, you know, possibly could benefit you someday or sometime in the
it's
future.
like a Reddit server, except you could actually talk to the other person.
Exactly, yeah.
It's
So
really
it's
really
just like
cool.
it's so innovative, and yeah, it's crazy. I hope Discord becomes public someday. Like just completely, under its own ownership.
It's really interesting though the fact that Microsoft has thought to buy it because Microsoft can easily come up with their own. I mean, they have Skype after all, right?
Yeah, they do have Skype,
Yeah,
but
it's on every
Skype got
laptop.
destroyed by Discord.
Basically, yeah. So for people who weren't at the start of Discord, Discord didn't used to have all of these features. Discord used to be strictly just voice and put some text here and there. And then eventually there were betas that were released for video calling, for screen sharing, which took away a lot of things like TeamViewer, if you know what TeamViewer is, where you could share your screen with someone else. Yeah, Discord took that over too because it wasn't strictly like remote desktop that TeamViewer has, but you were able to stream what was on your screen to your friends. So you could stream games locally instead of having to like set up a whole OBS. So Discord really came a long way.
Yeah. Discord really solved a lot of problems.
Yeah, I feel like so according to this article, not only is Discord getting a ton of offers, and not only do Discords get sponsor people themselves, apparently they might opt to go public on the stock market, which would be very interesting. VoIP on stock market. That'd be very
Oof.
interesting. That's a whole market that's untapped, huh?
I mean, personally, uh, not too experienced with stocks, but I mean, just saying that it's gonna be in like involved in stocks, it's just that's insane, you know?
Yeah,
That's kind of
like
crazy.
who comes to mind when you think of like when it comes to communication? Like the Zoom comes to mind, right? We
Zoom,
use, we use
Webex,
Cisco. Yeah, we use Cisco
Cisco,
WebEx,
yeah.
right? So then if Discord comes along, Discord offers so much more than those two combined. To be honest with you,
Yeah, it's
it's
just in a
quite
more of like
remarkable.
yeah. And the only difference is Zoom and Cisco WebEx feels like it's in a professional setting, but Discord can be made like that too. So,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
fits in both casual and professional settings, huh?
yeah, exactly. You can have locked rooms. You can have these roles for people that you can like
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like
So
it's such a good tool.
it is. You can literally use it for a company because the role hierarchy in Discord is actually like really nice. It
It's really
works really
nice.
well.
Yeah, yeah. So that kind of news is just. I feel like this will eventually shake some. I don't know if it'll shake esports up, but it's good to talk about it because industries and other big companies are starting to take notice of esports in these various ways. Especially during the pandemic, a ton of people have gotten on Discord. A ton of
Oh, yeah,
people have
for
started
sure.
getting on because everyone's at home and everyone wants to communicate with their loved ones or just with friends in general, right?
I know I have been.
Same, same, same. All right. It looks like we're at the end of the podcast here. Jen, you want to shout yourself out on socials or anything like that?
Um, no, not really. But you can, no, not really.
All right, we're gonna keep you secret. So thank you so much for
I'm gonna be,
co-hosting with me.
yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
of course, no problem. Thank you for having me
All
here.
right, all right. So, I guess it's the end of our episode. We're coming towards our end mark. So real quick, just shout out. So thank you to Anne again for the music. Um, if you like this podcast, leave a like. If you don't, well, don't touch anything or hit the thumbs down button. Consider subscribing. If you don't like Jin over here, comment why you don't like him.
Oh,
If you don't like me, don't comment at all, please. This is my
hey,
podcast.
come on.
uh, we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good day. Stay blessed.
All right,
About
peace.
music is the avenue. You just who the song's about. Cash, cash, money, babe. Got to go, it's running late. On the grind like all the time. Come and join me, babe.